It's Motivation Monday. Yo, what's good, y'all? My name is Mo, and welcome back to another Medicine for All video. And the question today is, what GPA do I need to get into medical school? You want to know what GPA you need to get into medical school? You need a 4.0. You need 4.0, all A's. And you're like, all right, come on, like all A's, that's impossible to do. It's really not. Like, people get 4.0s and you could do it. And I talk about this a lot. You know, if you want to pick one of these majors like physics or something like that, you're probably not going to get a 4.0. Don't pick something like physics or something that you might not enjoy, that you can't get a 4.0. You need a 4.0 to get into med school. That's what your mindset should be. You shouldn't be trying to, you know, maybe if I can get a 3.6, you know, maybe I can get a 3.7, maybe I'll get into med school. That's the wrong mindset. You need to be thinking 4.0, who's gonna accept me? And that's the thing. If I tell you, okay, you only need a 3.6 to get into medical school, you're gonna aim for a 3.6. If I tell you a 3.7, you're gonna aim for a 3.7, 3.8. You're gonna aim for a 3.8. Just shoot for the 4.0. Don't sell yourself short. The best medical school in the country. You want to know what the average GPA for the best medical school in the country? A 3.9, over a 3.9, and that's the average. So, like, you know, there's a couple of those people that got 4.0s, and then there's a couple of people that got less than a 4.0. I mean, less than a 3.9. But for the best medical school in the country, to get in, you need a 3.9. So if you're not shooting for the 4.0, then what you doing? I'm telling you this because you don't want to sell yourself short. You know, when it comes time to those applications, you put in those application progresses and stuff, and you're gonna be looking through a list, and it's gonna give you a list of all the medical schools that you want to apply to, and you're gonna see, oh, okay, well, I see the average here is 3.9. Ooh, the average here is 3.85. Ooh, the average here is 3.8. Can't apply to that one. The average is 3.8. Ooh, can't apply to that one. The average is 3.7. You know what I'm saying? Why sell yourself short? Get the 4.0, apply to any school you want. Any school you want. Don't sell yourself short. Get the 4.0. Now I know somebody out there is gonna tell you that you don't need a 4.0. You don't need a 3.9. Somebody out there undoubtedly is gonna tell you that you don't need that. First, ask them a couple of questions, or consider a couple of things. Are they in med school? Or are they a part of the mission team for the med school? Is it these people that's saying that, or is it somebody else that's saying that? Because if they're not in med school right now, or, you know, if they went to med school 30 years ago or 20 years ago, you know, consider that. Is this person actually taking applications and looking through it? And then if this person is, I want you to ask that person, what's the first thing you're looking at when you look for applicants, when you screen for applicants? What's the first thing you're looking at? And if GPA and MCAT is not one of the first things that they say, then you can ask them a little bit more. So what did I get? Well, I didn't get a 4.0. I came into my undergrad not knowing what was going on. I was lost. I didn't know how to study. I never studied in my life. You know, I went to class, participated in class, did the homework, and, you know, did well enough in class to go to a decent public school in my state. But I never studied before. So I got to college, and I had to sit down and study for a test. I never did that. I still remember my first biology test. I got like a B minus, and I thought I was doing everything right. I was like sitting there like, what am I doing wrong? How did I get a B minus? And like what? And I see people around me like they're like, oh, they're going through the textbooks, and they're going through the problems that the professor gave and things like that. And I'm like, I don't know nothing about that stuff. Like, what's going on? Like, you know, I'm supposed to buy like the review book, or I'm supposed to buy like, you know, this handbook. I mean, nobody told me that. And I ended up with that semester, I ended up getting like a 2.7. So not, not something you're really proud of to be a medical school applicant. But you know what? From then on, I said, all right, I messed up. I got this 2.7. I got these B's, I got these C's and all that stuff. And I said, from then on, I'm gonna get all A's. And that's what I did. And I didn't get all A's, there was some A minuses, some B's in there. But for the most part, since then on, since I messed up my first semester, I got my act together. I said, I need to get that GPA. And now nobody told me, sat down with me, Mo, your first semester or first year of college, you need to try very hard to get a high GPA. Nobody told me that, but I had like this instinct. I'm like, I think that medical schools wouldn't want a high GPA. Like, that's probably something that they want. And you know what? I'll tell you, they do. That's, when you look at those applications and you see those average scores, and you see that most people got a 3.9 or 3.8, it's because that's one of the first things they look at. Why do they tell you this information? That's one of the first things that they look at is your GPA. Another thing is the MCAT, but that's a separate video. Right now, you should be focused on getting the highest GPA possible. Now, if you already messed up, you already got some C's on your transcript, you already got some B's on your transcript, whatever, all right, let that go. That's the past. Get A's from now on. Do what you need to do from now on. Stop cramming from now on. Stop extra credit. You got class office extra credit. Do the extra credit. Go the extra effort. Take the extra effort. Get an A. You really should be shooting for all A's in your classes, and that's the point that I'm trying to make. Get the A. Do not sell yourself short. You're asking like, what do I need to get into med school? What GPA do I need to get into med school? And honestly, I think you're asking the wrong question. You should be asking, all right, what GPA do I need so that somebody gonna pay for my medical school? That's what you should be asking. What GPA do I need so somebody's gonna give me money so I can go to medical school? Because medical school is expensive. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars. So if your goal is to get into medical school, what GPA do I need? It's just so I can get in. You're asking the wrong questions. You're selling yourself short. Don't sell yourself short. Get the 4.0. You don't want to come time when it's application time and you're like, I can't apply to these schools because I don't got a high enough GPA. You should be saying, I can apply at any of these schools, and who's gonna give me money so I can go to their school? And if you already messed up, don't worry about it, move on, and keep striving for the best GPA you can get. So if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like and share the glory. And as always, guys, have a great weekend.